The Scandalous and Shocking Facts of Caroline Harrison. Caroline Harrison, the wife of the 23rd President of the United States, Benjamin Harrison, was a First Lady who left a lasting impact on the White House and American society. While she may not be as well known as some other First Ladies, her life was marked by intriguing and sometimes controversial moments. This video delves into 10 of the most scandalous and shocking facts about Caroline Harrison, shedding light on the lesser-known aspects of her life. Fact number 1. Childhood, youth, and personal life. Caroline Lavinia Scott was born on October 1, 1832, in Oxford, Ohio, into a family deeply rooted in education and religion. Her father, John Witherspoon Scott, was not only a Presbyterian minister but also a professor at Miami University, where he strongly emphasized the importance of education and moral values. Caroline was the second of 5 children, and her upbringing was steeped in the religious and intellectual environment of her household. While attending Miami University, she met Benjamin Harrison, a fellow student, and the two developed a close relationship, sharing a passion for education and public service. They married on October 20, 1853, and their union produced 2 children, Russell Benjamin Harrison and Mary Scott Harrison. Caroline's early years were marked by the challenges of 19th-century frontier life, including the hardships brought on by the Civil War, during which Benjamin served as a colonel in the Union Army. Despite the societal expectations of a traditional marriage, Caroline was known for her strong will, independence, and keen intellect, which later shaped her role as the nation's First Lady. Number 2. Rumors of infidelity in the Harrison marriage. The Harrisons' marriage, outwardly stable and respectful, was shadowed by rumors of infidelity on Benjamin Harrison's part. These whispers grew louder after Caroline's death when Benjamin married her niece, Mary Scott Lord Dimmock, in 1896, just a year after leaving the presidency. The rapidity of this marriage led to speculation that Benjamin's relationship with Mary may have begun before Caroline's death. Though there is no direct evidence to confirm this, the gossip was fueled by the unusual closeness between Benjamin and his much younger second wife during Caroline's final years. This relationship raised many eyebrows in Washington society, with some seeing it as a betrayal of Caroline's memory. The marriage to his niece not only scandalized their social circle but also cast a lasting shadow over the legacy of the Harrison marriage. Number 3. The tragic legacy of her son's mental health. Caroline Harrison's son, Russell Benjamin Harrison, who was born on August 12, 1854, faced significant personal challenges throughout his life, particularly regarding his mental health. Russell struggled with episodes of what was then referred to as nervous illness, a condition that brought great distress to the Harrison family. These mental health issues were exacerbated by the pressures of living in the public eye, especially during his father's presidency. Although the Harrisons tried to keep these struggles private, rumors about Russell's condition began to circulate within Washington's elite circles, leading to speculation about the family's ability to manage personal crises while fulfilling public responsibilities. Caroline, already weakened by her own health issues, found herself deeply affected by her son's struggles, which added to the emotional burden she carried during her final years. This aspect of Russell's life, often kept out of public discussion, contributed to the more tragic elements of Caroline's legacy, highlighting the personal challenges that the Harrison family endured behind closed doors. Number 4. The Harrison Silver Set Scandal. Caroline Harrison commissioned a silver service for the White House, costing $2,500, which included 316 pieces engraved with the presidential seal. Paid for with public funds during the economic downturn of the 1890s, this purchase drew harsh criticism from newspapers like the New York Times, which labeled it as an unnecessary luxury. Public outrage was fueled by the contrast between the lavish expenditure and the financial struggles many Americans faced. Despite the scandal, the silver set remains part of the White House collection, symbolizing the ongoing tension between public service and personal luxury during her tenure. Number 5. The controversial decision to exclude African American guests. Caroline Harrison's tenure as First Lady was also marked by a controversial decision to exclude African American guests from White House events. In the 1890s, racial segregation was the norm in many parts of the United States, but the White House had occasionally hosted African American leaders during previous administrations. Caroline, however, adhered to the prevailing social norms of her time, which led to criticism from civil rights advocates and the African American community. This decision reflects the complexities of race relations during her era and the difficult balancing act faced by first ladies in addressing social issues. Number 6. Advocacy for women's rights and education. Despite the scandals and controversies, Caroline Harrison was a strong advocate for women's rights and education. She supported the establishment of the Daughters of the American Revolution (DAR) and was an active member of the organization. Caroline also championed the inclusion of women in higher education, reflecting her own background as a college-educated woman. Her advocacy efforts were sometimes overshadowed by the more sensational aspects of her tenure, but they underscore her commitment to advancing the role of women in society. Her contributions to these causes have had a lasting impact, even as her more controversial moments often dominated public perception. Number 7. The strained relationship with her daughter. Caroline Harrison's relationship with her daughter, Mary Scott Harrison McKee, was reportedly strained. Mary, who moved into the White House with her children during her father's presidency, had a different approach to social life and White House duties, which sometimes clashed with Caroline's established protocols. Reports suggest that Caroline was critical of Mary's behavior and decisions, leading to familial tensions that were exacerbated by the pressures of public life. This familial discord spilled into the public eye, offering a rare glimpse into the personal challenges faced by the Harrison family. Number 8. The unspoken tensions with Vice President Morton. Caroline Harrison had a complex and often strained relationship with Vice President Levi P. Morton and his wife, Anna. The Mortons were socially ambitious and often competed with the Harrisons for social dominance in Washington. Caroline, known for her strong opinions, reportedly clashed with Anna Morton over the latter's attempts to overshadow her at social events. The tension between the two women was an open secret in Washington society, adding to the behind-the-scenes drama of the Harrison administration. These personal conflicts were indicative of the power dynamics and social rivalries that characterized the Gilded Age. Number 9. The hidden influence on her husband's political decisions. Caroline Harrison was more than just a supportive spouse, she actively shaped her husband's political decisions. Behind the scenes, she had strong opinions on social issues, particularly education and women's rights. For example, she pushed for the inclusion of women in government positions, influencing Benjamin Harrison's decision to appoint the first female federal employee, Clara Barton, as head of the American Red Cross. Caroline also advocated for the establishment of a National Art Gallery, a precursor to what would eventually become the National Gallery of Art. Her behind-the-scenes influence extended to diplomatic matters as well, such as advising Benjamin on the delicate handling of U.S. relations with European powers. Though her role was largely informal and not publicly acknowledged, it adds a layer of intrigue to her legacy, highlighting the often unseen impact that first ladies can have on presidential administrations. Number 10. Caroline's hidden battle with tuberculosis. Caroline Harrison's final years were marked by a battle with tuberculosis, a fact that was largely hidden from the public. As First Lady, she maintained a busy schedule despite her declining health, which included hosting events and participating in charitable activities. However, her illness became increasingly difficult to conceal, leading to speculation and concern within Washington circles. Her condition deteriorated rapidly, and she passed away on October 25, 1892, before her husband's term ended. The secrecy surrounding her illness and the impact it had on her duties as First Lady added a layer of poignancy to her legacy.